Sports Hour on Love Bay, Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. And Roger, it's a rainy, gloomy Saturday, holiday weekend, but started off bad because a lot of rain outside.
Yes, it is. Good morning, everyone. It's dark, it's cold, it's just not looking great, but I think the grass is loving it, and the
Yeah, the
trees that
grass
are
is.
coming up is loving it. So it's not
Yeah,
all lost. All is not lost, but it should be a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, it clears up by the end of the day, as they mentioned. The weatherman did, and tomorrow we look forward to having some better looking weather for the Victoria Day on Monday.
yeah, it should be better on the weekend when they have the fireworks and everything down at
Yes,
Ashbridges Bray and wherever
correct,
else. Yeah, so
correct.
should be much better for sure. And a
Should be
lot
on.
of sports, a lot of sports. So if you today you can stay in and catch up on the sports instead of going out.
There you go. There's,
So
I mean, I know you're a golfer, so you're probably missing a round of golf today, but
yeah, I'm hoping to catch around tomorrow. So
there you
we'll
go.
see.
You make up for it, right? So,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a good day to stay inside and watch sports. There's so much going on all across pretty much every sport.
in every sport. Yeah,
You
there's
have NHL, you have MLB, you got NBA, you got soccer, you got so much going on. Track and field.
yeah.
Anyway, you look,
Anyway,
something's
look
going
at
on.
this, something going on. So there's a lot of sports, and track and field is in a warm place to this weekend.
There you go. They're the smart
Yeah,
ones. Well, I hope
yeah.
they don't get any rain over there in Bermuda, but
I
yes.
hope not. And a big clash there that you'll talk about
Oh,
in
yes.
Bermuda.
Oh, yes. Big
So for
pressures going
sure.
on.
And IPL cricket coming down to the business end of it.
The
So
business end finally, and it looks
yeah,
like it's anybody's game, apparently.
yeah, it's still yeah, six or so teams in the running. But before we get to that, though, some sad news. Jim Brown,
The legend.
and a legend, has passed
Legend.
away quietly in his sleep, according to his family.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
looking back at his history, I've never got a chance. I saw clips of him, but I was
Yeah.
too young to get a chance to
Yeah,
see him
me
play.
too. Me too. But I will say that the clips that I saw were extremely impressive.
Yeah, for
Extremely
sure.
impressive. So,
Very impressive for sure.
whatever people might say, he is probably the greatest in
Hmm.
his running back position.
Yeah, and one of the things, he's never missed a game, played 118 straight games,
There you go.
and surprised everyone when he retired and took up acting.
Yeah, it I don't know, maybe he just wanted to share the love and give other people an opportunity, but yeah, it was a surprise when he retired for sure.
Yeah, it was for sure. But a great man, Jim Brown, died at 87,
Yeah,
and we send condolences to the family, friends, and everyone who was close to him. So
for sure, for sure.
we must say,
One of the greatest to have played the game for sure. No doubt
yes,
about that one.
definitely, definitely
And
one of the greatest to
and I
have
mean
played
his
here.
personality also helped. I mean in his later days, he's a civil rights activist and all of that type of
Yes,
stuff. So, his personality just made everybody just love him. It's like he is so
yeah,
respected for who he was and not only for what he did on the field.
yeah. He was quite a social activist later on in life. So yeah,
Correct, correct, correct.
he
A great
did.
man has passed.
Yes, for sure. And there was, from what I understand, there was also another death in cricket. In the cricket, an Australian. His name is former Australia captain Booth. He was 89, so he played a
Okay,
long time ago. He
okay.
also represented the country in hockey in the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. So that's before
Really?
our time, way before our time.
Long before, but I mean, he was apparently very talented.
He was very talented,
Yeah,
yes. He was
hockey
in the
and cricket.
Olympics in 56, and captained Australia cricket team, part-time off spinner and middle order batsman. So again,
Yeah,
condolences to the Australians, his family, and the Australian
sure.
cricketing and sporting fraternity, because as we said, he was an Olympian as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and some news coming out there for Halep. A bit of sad news, Roger, to find out she's
Yeah,
another
I
test, and she's denying it again. So, I mean, what else you gonna do but deny?
I don't even know what to say to tell the truth, but I was very, very, very surprised the first time. So I can imagine how shocked I am the second time. And I
Yeah,
don't know. What are you, is she? Is she? I don't know. Is she
She's
this bad?
saying, well, that's what I want. But she's saying that the attack, they're basically coming after her. But why would
Yeah,
they
she
go
says she's
after
being
her?
harassed, right?
She's been
And
harassed, yeah.
yeah, and she's a
But
victim of contamination. She says, but
yes, I mean, how do you get a victim of contamination so often?
that's the thing. It just happened last year, and
Yeah,
now you're back going down again. So
yes,
uh,
separate one. So
I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know what to say. It's like, okay, it, usually, and I've worked did some work with USA anti-doping agency, and
Hmm.
they don't come and announce something until they're very sure
Right.
that they have an excellent, excellent, excellent chance to win if a case
Hmm.
comes up. And at this point, I mean, I wouldn't know what to say. That this is twice that they've hit her with this thing, and I think she's likely guilty, no matter what she
Yeah.
says. And
I mean,
if she is, then she should go. That's how I
yeah.
see it.
All I can say for me is disappointment because she's one of my favorite players. I think she's a good
Yes,
player, and
that's the problem. She's so
yeah,
likable, and you want to see her play, but
yeah.
something is
So
going on in the background somewhere that is
something is
not right.
definitely, yeah. And as you said, they're not going to come forward and say these things unless they
Unle-
can really prove it.
exactly, they have
So
their proof.
yeah,
She's gonna have to go show them that their proof is wrong, and I don't know how she's gonna do that. And
yeah,
the
and
contaminating thing is, it's a lot of people have tried it.
hmm,
Yeah, and people have won with it. Don't get me wrong, but most have not.
right.
Most have not. I think I saw this athlete. I think it was Ajay Wilson. I think was on vacation in Mexico, had
Hmm.
some meat there, and it was contaminated meat. And they
Neat,
did check
right,
it out, and it was proven that not only her but everybody that was with her were contaminated as well. So it was sort of
right.
proven that, yeah. So there was no penalties there. But most, I mean, I've seen this distance runner. I think her name is Hooligan, not Hooligan, but yeah, she had I think it was a burrito or something like that. And she said
Hmm.
they put pork into the steak burrito or something to that effect. And
Okay,
she fought and she fought and she fought, but and people are still talking about it because she lost. She
right.
lost. And she's looking at 4 years. So I don't
Wow. We don't know, but sad to see, and
very, very,
yeah,
very
it
sad.
could be the end of her career for all you know, because
It
a long time brand to come back, it's gonna be difficult.
and I mean, who's going to want to see her? I mean,
Exactly.
she's
Yeah.
considered a cheat now, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe
I
it's time.
know.
That's
Yeah,
how
for
it's
sure.
time.
31 years old. She thinks she has some tennis left in her, but as you
Quite a
said,
bit actually.
who's gonna
Quite,
want to watch hers? Yeah,
yeah, quite a bit of tennis left at this age.
for
But
sure.
who knows? But a lot going on in tennis, though.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, because Nadal is out of the French Open. Could you imagine a French Open without
I
Nadal?
can't. And they
And
said
he's
it's this first time since 2005.
yeah, and he's saying
So,
that next year he's gonna retire.
well, and I wish him all the best if he can get to next year. But
Yeah,
the way he's looking right now, it may be a challenge for him to be competitive even next year.
correct.
So I don't know, but I mean, it's good that he has put dates and everything and stuff like that. But he's struggling. We haven't seen much of him in the last few years, and it's getting less and less. And I think he's doing the right thing by going out, and maybe he's going to go on a farewell tour and have some fun and all of that stuff. But from a competition point of view, I'm not sure how competitive he's going to be based on the type
Hmm.
of injuries that he has been having.
That's so true. And on the women's side, Swiatek,
Yeah,
she's optimistic about playing, but she still have an injury that she made a pull out of the Madrid. So
I know, and she's the
um,
French Open champion, right? So you don't
yeah,
want to miss, and want to come and defend your title if you can.
yeah,
And yeah, this thigh injury is bugging her, and I don't know. I'm very very hopeful because I think she is I consider her a true number one. So I'm hopeful that she get an opportunity to prove that I am right about that one. So let's
yeah,
see if she's able to show up. But when she's on, she's on. But when you're injured, you're not going to be 100% on.
yeah. She was playing in Ribachina in that Rome, Italian,
Yeah,
and it was tied 1-1 and tied 2-2 when she retired.
she
So
retired. Yeah,
yeah, it's just a sad thing, and
and
hopefully
I'm
she can
hopeful
get
that she
better.
caught it early. That's all I can say.
Yes.
If she continued playing and it got worse, who knows? But she came out pretty quickly, so I'm hopeful that as it says, she's optimistic.
Hmm.
So let's hope that the injury is not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, and talking about Rome, the finalists for the women's side, which goes this afternoon, Kalinina, the Ukrainian, will face Rebekina in the Rome
Yes.
final.
You know what? What I found interesting is Kalimina getting to this finals because she's from Ukraine
She's from Ukraine, yeah.
and she had to take on a Russian
Mm-hmm.
in the semifinals, right? Kudermetova, and
Mm-hmm.
she beat her. So I'm sure that's a huge victory for all Ukrainians out there to see
Of
the
course,
Ukrainian beating the Russian. But yeah,
yeah.
she did well, 7-5, 5-7, 6-2 to move on to the finals. So it's going to be a tough one. I don't think she's going to beat Rubicana, but who knows?
I
She's on a
don't think
roll.
so either. I don't think she will, but as you said,
Yeah.
she's on a roll, and
And yeah,
who knows?
and I'm sure she's motivated right now. And I mean, beating a Russian probably even helped her even more. So who knows what she's going to do? But it's going to be very tough going up against Rubicana.
It is going to be tough, and that final goes this afternoon after the men's semifinals, which is first one is just finished, and Rune, who took out Djokovic
Djokovic,
earlier this week,
yeah, I was shocked
he
about that one.
yeah, he's gotten to the finals because he beat Rude
Yes,
6-7, 6-4, 6-2, and he await the winner of Medvedev and Sisterpass. So we
yeah,
will
those two
see.
seems to meet a lot. I don't
They
know, but
do, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one you're taking this time. Is it Medvedev?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Medvedev.
Yeah, me too,
Medvedev,
me too.
yeah,
But I mean, the matchup for me was the semifinals with Rune and Rude. So
yes,
yeah, that was for me my finals. So um, I always say whoever win that semifinal is gonna win the final. So it's gonna be Rune.
yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
Other sports happening, Roger, and no surprises, I guess. Maybe one surprise in NBA basketball. No surprise with the the Lakers. Lakers seem to have left it for late in both games, and they came up short. And
um,
Miami just rolling by Celtics.
I don't even know if it's the Lakers leaving it for late. All I know is they have been strong at home.
Hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they go home tonight. But I must say that Jokic, he
Hmm.
dominated game one,
He did, yeah.
dominated. And game two, the Canadian, Jamal Murray, he went
Hmm.
off in the fourth quarter. 23 of his 37 points were in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth, yeah.
So this is telling me that this 1-2 punch that Denver has is extremely dangerous. And, you know, uh, Lakers are a little older, so let's see as it goes on what's going to happen. But
What's gonna happen? Yeah,
they're in really, really tough in this one. Really, really tough. And I think I'd called it before that I don't think they can beat Denver.
yeah, you
But
did say that.
but with these old guys, LeBron, you never count him out. Anthony Davis, you never count him out. You never know. But from what I see here, after these two games in LA, it's going to be 3-1 somehow. So I don't think it's going to be a sweep, but I think Denver's going to be one of the two in LA.
In
And
LA.
yeah, and I think that is just going to be it, in my opinion. But yeah, they've been
Well,
coming back from way down and looking as if they have a chance to win. But in both cases, Denver held on.
yeah, they did. And now, if they get out of LA 3-1, then I think it's all over for LA. So
But that's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
think it's all over
yeah,
already. But
it's all over.
let's see. Let them play the games. But
Mhm.
game three is always considered the most important game in any series.
Right.
Usually, the team that wins game three have a very good chance to go on to actually win the whole series. If Denver wins game three, it's 3-0. So it will be over, right?
Then it'll be over in
Yeah.
four.
So it's a critical game for LA. In my opinion, it's not a must win, but it is almost a must win.
I
Almost a must win
totally
for them.
agree with you. And yeah, and that game goes tonight at 8:30. So
Right.
keep an
Yes.
eye and see
You
how that
definitely keep
goes.
and see if the stars are going to show up. I'm sure the
Sure.
stars are going to
Oh
be in the
yeah,
stands watching.
of course.
But on the court, let's see what LeBron does. Let's see what Anthony Davis does. And if Jokic and Jamal Murray can take their form from their home court in Denver to LA, and I think this young team is ready to do something. So it's
They
going to be a
are.
very, very interesting game.
And LeBron had a bit of a scare actually when he came down
Yeah,
in his ankle, but he should be okay for the game,
he'll be
and
fine.
he'll be fine. Yeah. Now the other game, it's just
Yeah, I watched last night.
Boston Butler again.
I know. I actually sat there and watched last night, and I'm like,
Mm,
you know what? I mean, maybe the commentators are right. I mean, Boston have always said they're this and they're that, tough and play together and all of that stuff. But when it comes to close games and fourth quarters, they're not doing well.
Right.
And as soon as Butler went off and Miami came and made it close in the fourth quarter, it was like Boston started to freeze.
Hmm.
And yes, Mr. Butler decided that it's time. And I saw him get into a fight, a face-to-face headbutting fight with the guy from Boston. I think it's Williams his name, or Williams his name. And after that, it's like he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
He just needed something to get him going again, and that was it.
Just
So I don't know, Ingle. I didn't see the Heat going through, but they have
didn't
not
see
lost
that
at
either.
home.
They
They
had to
have not
play.
lost.
They came in a plane, right?
Yes. So they have not lost at home, and they're going home. So
So yeah,
it's gonna be interesting if Jason Tatum and the boys can come up with something. But anyone who wins this series, I think, deserves to get to the finals because I think they deserve to be where they are right now.
hmm
I thought Boston had more firepower than the Heat, and maybe they do. But right now, according to the scoreboard, Heat is two,
Heat
Boston
is
is
two,
zero,
Boston is zero,
and Heat is going home for two more games. So let's see what can happen from there. But it's not going to be pretty for
yeah,
Boston.
I'm still hoping that the Heat will win this series. I'm going with the Heat for this series.
I'm still on the
So
fence a bit. I'm still on the fence a bit, but yeah, I know what I'm going to stay on the fence. Let's see how Game Three goes. Because remember, Philly gave them a hard time too, and they did lose a couple
they
in
did
their
lose a
on their
couple.
home
Yeah,
court to Philly, but they did go to Philly and win when they had to. So let's see if they win Game Three, then it may change things, right? So as again, Game Three is going to be the key for me.
for
Who
sure.
takes it is going to have a very good chance to go on. So let's see what happens there. But what I noticed though, as I mentioned, they went into Philly and beat Philly a couple times. They wasted no time in firing Coach Doc Rivers over there in
No, they
Philadelphia.
didn't. Didn't waste any time. It was gone,
Time
and
to go, buddy. Time to go. You
but
know.
not surprised to me because I mean
No,
he's been there or hanging around. But yeah, I think it's just time, as you said, to go.
it
And
is.
yeah,
I actually felt he should have been fired mid-season. I felt that strongly. I don't think he was doing a good job.
right. I don't think so either. So
So time to go, buddy. And I like
and
him. I've watched him when he was playing for New York Knicks and all of that, and when he became a coach and all of that. Great guy.
mhm.
But I don't know if he's run out of ideas or he's just, I don't know.
You
It's not the
probably
same.
just don't know how to motivate the players anymore. So
I'm wondering.
yeah.
Wondering.
And quickly we get off the basketball and just quickly give an update on the hockey. Panthers 1-0 up over the Hurricanes.
Yeah. So,
And
remember now, the Panthers are the underdogs here because the Hurricanes came in as overwhelming favorites to take this
mhm.
series. So you can't play with the Panthers. They're looking really, really, really good. As I said, they were a tough team. They beat you up, and you got to come prepared to play them. So let's see if they can hold on this series as well. But the Panthers are a solid team, and everyone, whatever you think about them, are going to have to respect them now because they look like they have a great shot of making it to the finals.
the other division, the Golden Knights are over the Stars 4-3
There's
last night, one
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
So
You look at the teams, it's ice hockey, so you'd think it's colder places, but it's Vegas, Dallas,
Vegas down, yeah,
Florida, and Carolina. So it's all down south there. But you know what? Vegas, they're dangerous. So look out for them. Look out for them.
right. They
I
probably will. Yeah.
probably have a chance to go through. But I think I saw where Shanahan said he had enough of Mr. Dubas. So the
Yes,
manager for the Maple Leafs
he's gone.
fired.
Yeah, he's fired. And he made a statement about having to think about what he has to do after speaking to his family. So I
Yeah,
guess that didn't help.
you know what? Actually, but that's what Shannon said. He said he had a conversation with him the day before, told him to avoid the media if possible. I think Dubai said no, he needed to talk to the media. But they
Mhm.
said Shannon said they had sort of an agreement of how they're going to move forward. And he went and he made that statement, and it just pissed off Shannon. And he says, you know what? Forget it.
Yes,
You're out.
forget it. Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah. You just got to keep quiet sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
need to say anything.
No, not at all. So we'll keep an eye on those other sports and up to keep updating. And by next week, we should have some discussions on who
That
should be in the finals for the NBA and maybe
for
how the
sure.
finals for the hockey as well. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll know who's going where. That's for
Yeah, we'll
sure.
know. Yeah. we'll have a good idea of who's going where.
Yeah.
So you're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, the England Roger Sports Hour, and we're coming to you live. And we're gonna be now switch and talk a bit of cricket.
But
And
before you go to cricket, let's quickly
mhm.
talk about what's going on in Italy there. So,
Oh yeah,
massive
yeah,
flooding, a big disaster. So the Formula One actually had to
had
cancel.
to be cancelled this weekend.
And
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy that Lewis Hamilton came out and said it was the right decision to take. With that going on there, you don't want to be having a race when people are dying and flooding. So it was a good
exactly.
decision that they made, and they also made even, to me, a very good decision as well, where Formula One said it will donate 1 million euros to a relief fund
To relief
for the
fund, yeah,
flooding disaster. So kudos to them, making the right decisions both ways, canceling the race and giving money
and
towards
giving some money.
flood relief. So really,
Yes.
really good because thousands have been displaced from their homes.
Yeah, and with Formula One, people are getting fed up, and they're saying it's just too one-sided. So maybe the break rule was good,
That's a good point. That's a good
but
point.
not because the flood is not good, but the break might be very good.
That'd be very good for them.
Yeah,
You're
so
absolutely right about that.
maybe when it comes to Montreal, we should take a ride down to.
I've been, you know what? Yeah, I've been talking about it. So, and it's not
Yeah,
far away. So,
it's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're absolutely
for
right.
sure.
I'd love to go and meet Lewis Hamilton, shake his hand.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to do.
Sure.
Yeah. And so now we've got that out of the way, then we can discuss some cricket and the IPL playoff picture because
Yeah.
six teams still in with a chance.
I
And
know.
at this stage, just some game teams just have one game to go, but they're still within a chance. So
Chance. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I think the only teams that have are the two teams that have basically sealed their spots are Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings, who just beat the Lucknow Super Giants. So
Yeah.
they're sure that they're going to get through. But other teams with a chance are the RCB, Rajasthan Royals, the
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians. They're still with a chance. And key matchups coming up, Roger.
Yeah.
And the game that's next is the actually Chennai beat Delhi, sorry, and
Oh,
Lucknow
Chennai beat
Super
Delhi. Okay.
yeah, and Lucknow Super Giants are now playing KKR. And
Okay. Okay. Okay.
KKR, I don't know if you saw the news the other day, but some people are calling for KKR to move away from Narayan and Russell. They said it's time.
Oh, really? No, I,
Yeah,
di- I didn't. I didn't see that one. Interesting. I
but
mean,
then Pathan, who played for India some time ago, he said it's about time that the KKR start thinking beyond these two guys because they're keeping back the progress of the team.
wow, that's a huge statement there. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what? They both don't play for the West Indies anymore, and they haven't for a bit.
well,
I think Narayan, to me, yeah, is at the point where he's not contributing as much as before for sure. And Russell is the same. I think Russell seems to be on a downward spiral than anything else to me.
yeah, Russell's not doing much, and Narayan, as you said, he's not getting wickets like he used to.
No, he
So
doesn't anymore. I think they figured
yeah,
him out or something.
yeah, ever since he had to change his action, things have
Yeah,
not been the same. And
not even
in
close.
fact, the word that you said they're not playing for West Indies anymore, but the word that he used was the West Indies discards.
I wouldn't say they're discards. I disagree with that one. They wanted them to play. Narayan, I think, has always said no for whatever reason.
Yes,
And Russell, I don't know. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But he hasn't done for quite a bit. And I think they've just sort of given up on him.
yeah, I think so. And yeah, it's I think it's time for the teams to. I think they're gonna find a role for them, whether they're finished or not. Maybe they might do something similar to what Mumbai Indian did with Pollard
Pollard, yeah.
and CSK did with Bravo. So they'll
Yeah.
probably find because there are roles for them. Chris Gale, well, I don't know if you watch some of those channels that he's now an cricket analyst for the IPL.
And I didn't
So
know he was. I've heard him in Jamaica at the high
yeah.
school cricket and all of that stuff. So I knew he was venturing down that road, but I didn't know he was at the IPL as well.
Yeah, he's at the IPL. So at the halftime shows, you see Chris Gale there with the group and analyzing the games, and then the end of the game as well, and talking about
Interesting.
what. Yeah, so interesting to see
That's
him doing
interesting.
that. Yeah,
Interesting because yeah, well, let's see how. I mean, I need to watch him to see
Mm,
how good he is at that. I don't know. like Bishop took on that role and he did really well. I think Badger did really well also. So I mean, some have gone in and done really well. So let's see if he's going to be Michael Holden. I mean, let's see if Chris Gill can do it.
But Chris Gale's role is a little different to those guys. Not really doing the commentary and anything. He's what he does. It's similar to let me see, something like what the basketball Charles Barkley and those guys do for
Okay, so
basketball.
after
So
okay,
it's
okay,
yeah. So it's like
okay.
after the halftime break,
Halftime,
or
oh, he comes in and
yeah, he
gives his
comes in,
analysis. Okay,
right,
okay.
and then after the game, he talk. Yeah, so
He could
that kind
probably
of
do
thing.
that.
Yeah,
I thought he
that's
had to do
something.
more.
No, no, that's the kind of thing he's doing. So
Okay, okay.
he's
Yeah, he'd fit for that. And I mean, he's a colorful person, so I'm sure it
exactly.
attracts a lot of people to the sport to watch, to hear what he has to say.
For sure, he's quite big still in India because today I was watching the
Huge.
game and still seeing ads with Chris Gale.
He's
Didn't take
huge.
it.
I mean, but if you really think about it, he went there and did some things that no one else has done. I don't think anyone has
Yeah,
done since either.
you
He
know.
was a superstar, superstar. He had, and I mean, yeah, I don't like the universal boss thing, but when he was there, he was the boss for real.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah, he was the boss here for sure. And guys like Chris Gale is who made the IPL and make it,
Yes,
when it was nothing.
yes,
So yeah, they
yes,
have to show that respect to him
100%.
for sure. But we'll update you on the playoff possibilities and whatever is happening by next week. We'll know who's in the playoffs and who's playing who.
Yeah,
And on the other cricket happening, the West Indies women cricket Super 50.
yeah.
Barbados went unbeaten.
I
Um,
saw that.
not a
Congrats
bit
to them, though.
surprised. Yeah,
Congrats to them. I mean, yeah, I mean, they've always been one of the favorite teams, but I mean, unbeaten is really good to see.
yeah, it's good to see. And Haley Matthews, played very well. She did a great part in that. And so I think, as you said, kudos to them. I was expecting them more challenge from maybe the Windward Islands and Trinidad, but that didn't happen.
No.
And to some extent, Jamaica, but Jamaica started off well, but then they seem to have phased off. Well, it's a young team, so
Yeah, it's always tough. I mean, your superstar is really injured, Stephanie Taylor, and
Stephanie Taylor, yeah, she's
if she's
struggling.
there, not only what she does on the field, but what she does off the field in terms of motivating and getting them ready and all of that stuff. So it was a big loss for them, although it was only one person.
Yeah, she's struggling for sure.
Yeah, but Trinidad, I expected more from Trinidad, I must say.
Yeah, I did expect that. And you look at the Super 50 is done, and they just had a couple of days rest, and they're right back at it again as the T20 Blast
20.
started today. There are three matches on tack. There is Windward Islands playing Guyana right now,
Hmm.
and the Guyana women are batting their 51 for one, and they're scoring quickly because they're 7 overs only.
Oh, they had a fast clip.
Yeah, they're doing it at a pretty fast clip. So, Mentor is on 23 not out, and Sherman Campbell, who I like very much as a player,
She
she's
is.
an eight. Yeah,
Yeah,
eight not
she's.
out.
I
So
expect a lot from her. I don't think she has performed to what I sort of have expected, but I think the potential is there.
that's true. I think so. And the next second match would see Leeward Islands versus Jamaica. And then the third would be Trinidad versus Barbados. So three matches today and then three tomorrow. And yeah, so those T20 matches, most people these days seem to prefer watching T20 cricket.
You know what? It's the type of world we're living in, right? It's they
Yeah,
call it the microwave generation. So you put it in and it's
yeah.
done, right? So
It's
the T20 is
exactly
what less 3 hours or so, which is the same like a baseball game, and then so it's a night out. If you go to hockey or basketball or whatever, they're all roughly around 3 hours, and that is what cricket is now providing, that 3 hour window
a
for a
three
game,
hour. Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
and people are going to gravitate towards that because yeah, I mean, people say, "How did you watch a game for 5 days? Who could do that?"
Yeah,
Now,
a lot of
now
people
they
ask
have their
that.
3 hour window, and I think more and more people are happy with that.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, we'll keep an eye on those matches. And West Indies A and Bangladesh played to a draw. Thanks a lot to the weather because there was a lot of rain. And
Rain, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Although I felt the bowling could have been better
it could
second
have
time
been.
around.
And I thought West Indies maybe could have been, knowing that there was rain around and stuff, maybe they could have declared a little earlier instead of
Earlier,
batting for
I
two
thought
days.
about that too.
Yeah, but
I thought
427 for seven West Indies with five guys getting half centuries. Disappointed no one went on to get a century, but
Century, yeah, yeah.
happy to see Kirk McKenzie among the runs.
Yeah, young kid coming up. I think
Okay,
he's in
yeah,
great form right now. Hopefully, he can keep it going. But it was good to see that he maintained it, not only in the Caribbean, but he took it over there with him. This is good form.
yeah. Teja Shanda Paul had
Yeah,
83 as well. Alec Athanaze 85. The
yep.
Silver, the captain, 77. And Kevin Sinclair, who's turning out to be quite the batsman after being
I'm
selected in
noticing.
full.
I'm noticing.
Yeah, the 53.
I thought he was a bowler, then he became an all-rounder. Now he has become a batsman. So
Now he's
kudos to
become,
him.
yeah,
He has a full package apparently.
yeah, it apparently does. And then when West Indies bowled, they bowled out Bangladesh for 264 thanks to a five-wicket haul from McAllister, the Bajan
Yeah,
fast bowler.
yeah.
And
Good
he
to
looked
see.
good in the,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think we've seen some good signs there.
The signs are there. I mean, I'm happy to see Athanaze in the runs because I think, yeah, he's one of the for the future. Shanda Paul as well. So
Hmm.
it was good to see the ones that I'm thinking are going to do something in the near future, performing well here, and it's very positive. The batting was very positive. The bowling wasn't too bad in the first innings, but I don't know the second innings wasn't so great.
Yeah, they were 187 for 7 at this close in the second innings, and wickets were shared. McAllister had two and one each for it. Reefberg, Jordan,
Yeah,
Kevin Sinclair, Moti had two as well. So
two
yeah,
and
the
one, two.
time ran out on them.
Yeah,
And they said there's going to be the second test starting shortly. I think that match is going to be not a lot of rest between the games because
no,
I think that's on the 22nd, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's the match started. So quickly in some news and notes before we get on to some track and field. And just must have say that the G20 is going to be back after for season three after being away for the pandemic.
Oh,
So Canadians will have some forward to look forward to watching.
nice.
As
When is that?
yeah. So that's going to be July 20th to August 6th
Up in
in Brampton.
oh, in Brampton it's gonna be. Oh,
Yeah,
not
so at
King
this,
City.
no, it's going to be at the CAA Center in Brampton.
Okay, okay. That should be
Yes.
full because I know there's a lot of cricket happening in Brampton.
Oh, yeah, Brampton. Last time I played there, it was full, but it was full when you, Reg, played,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So maybe
True,
he'll be around. He's retired, but maybe he'll be around still.
true, true.
And so looking forward to having that back on. And finally, on the West Indies women, some good news for them because the West Indies Cricket Board, Cricket West Indies, has announced an improved travel policy for the West Indies women. So when they travel on long flights, Roger, they will be having in on long haul flights. They will be traveling business
That's class.
class,
Yep. That's
and
what
they
it
will
should be.
have the single rooms for all international assignments, which is the
Good
same as the
moves.
men's. Yeah. So
Good move. I will say that I mean Shallow seems to have made some moves which I appreciate. So let's see if he's gonna continue. I mean, I thought he was just a backup to
scary.
Scarrett, but I think he's his own man, and I think he has made some moves since he came in. So let's see
Yeah.
how long he can keep it going for. But a good start for him.
Yeah, it is a good start for him, and we'll see what it does. I must say, I ran into Scarrett when I was in St. Kitts on vacation, and we had a good chat. So,
Is
yeah.
he okay or
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's actually an advisor to the government and
okay?
Ministry of Tourism, so he's doing well. He was quite relaxed. We
Good,
were watching the women's cricket together, so
good, good,
yeah, he
good,
was
good.
quite relaxed, and
Smart guy,
very
smart guy,
much so. Yeah.
smart guy. I must say. So
So,
I had a quick question before we leave cricket. So
mm-hmm,
Ben Stokes has always been to me just a crazy player, a crazy guy. Gets
mm-hmm.
into fights and he gets into arguments on the pitch with Marlon Sam. He does all these things.
Yeah.
But now he's the captain of the team, and James Anderson, probably their greatest bowler in a while, I said he's the best captain I've ever played under. I mean, are you surprised
I I
with
was
that
surprised.
statement?
I was surprised, and when I heard him say that, I was like, okay, but
What is he
maybe,
talking about?
yeah,
I,
maybe it's because of the weight. Maybe because Ben Stokes brought him back. Because
I'm
remember,
wondering. I'm like, where is this coming from?
yeah, he was
But
discarded before. Remember that tour
yeah,
that and then Ben Stokes came in and brought him back in the team, and so maybe that he's happy for that and saying that.
maybe.
But he said he's been spot on with everything he's done so far, and he's the best. Maybe maybe it's
Yeah.
his thinking and then the way they're playing now. But I think
Maybe
it,
they're aggressive, and I mean he's that type of guy, so
yeah.
maybe that's what he's talking about. And I mean, yeah, he has done well leading the team. He leads from the front as well, which you can never complain about that. So kudos to him. But I mean, the best captain ever? I don't think so, Mr. Anderson.
Well, yeah, well, he said it's the finer details, right? He went on to say stuff that, like, he's not just on the field, but his emotional intelligence, and talk about how he puts his hand around guys and talk to them individually.
Okay,
So,
that part I
maybe,
won't see.
yeah, so maybe that's the kind of thing that he's never had before. And I'm sure, if you ask me, I think 90% has to do with him bringing him back.
Well, no better reason. This guy showed support for me when I was out, so
Exactly.
why not? He's the best player for me, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, we had about 25 minutes left, Roger, and yeah, that's it for cricket. And there's a lot to talk about in track and field,
Yeah,
and some,
lots going on in track and field. As you know, whenever track and field is on in the season, it's all over the world, many different
yeah,
places at the same
oh,
time, pretty much every
yeah,
continent. So, last weekend we saw the NCAA's, all the conference championships, and of course, everybody always looks towards the SEC, and 'cause that's Southeast Conference, and I'm telling you, some performances there, Ingle, I don't know, just out of this world. So, Britton Wilson from University of Arkansas, she demolished that 400-meter record, going 49.13. So this is not a joke
wow,
time anymore. I mean, the record was 49.58 at the beginning of the year. It's now 49.13. And she's looking I don't know how she does it because coming into the season now, I mean, her career, she's a 400-meter hurdler, not a 400-meter runner.
runner.
But now she's doing both so well because she won the double. She won the 400-meter hurdles as well with a very fast 53.28. So big double for her, but the 49.13, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Also, there, this young Jamaican is 18-year-old, and I mean, a lot of talk has started about him. His name is Jaden Hibbert. He won the World Juniors last year with a record jump there, but he's first year university, 18 years old. He's running up off a short run up because usually it's about 18 steps before he jumps.
Hmm.
He's only doing 12 because his coach decided just preserving him and taking him slowly for. So he's not at the peak yet. And with all of that being said, this young kid jumped 17.87 meters, which is a world lead and a world record for under 20s. So everybody's coming out. Mike Powell, as you know, the long jump record holder, he said, this guy is special. A lot of people are saying what he's doing, they almost guarantee. They're saying already that he is going to be the greatest of all time, in their opinion, if he continues like
Wow.
this. So a lot of big talk about him. I mean, of course, he won the award of Athlete of the Meet and Athlete of the Month and all of that type of stuff. But at 18, it's very, very impressive to see what he has done. So
Jamaica,
let's see how he
Jamaica's
goes.
Jamaica's having a lot of jumpers and stuff now. Not,
Yeah, it's and the funny thing is, I mean, it's my previous high school, and the coach there, Jeremy DeLisser, he coached Jaden Hibbert, who won, as I said, the triple jump on the 20 world record. The winner for the long jump was Wayne Pinnock, also from that same school. He's the champs record holder, 805. Now he jumped 837 to win the long jump. So, the same guy, coach, winning long jump, winning triple jump. And in the female side, he coached Akeelia Smith also, and she won the long jump and the triple jump. So this young coach, Jeremy DeLissa, has done an amazing job. And to see her, Akeelia Smith, of course, jumping 7.09, which is a world lead, so it's awesome to see her do that in the long jump, and then she came back and she won a triple jump as well. So you're right. The jumpers are just going off right now, Inga.
yeah.
Really, really good jump in there. Also, in some other news, of course, from the NCAA's, we talk about her all the time, and she just continues to do what she does, which is win, 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 win. Julian Alfred. So
Hmm.
she came out and she took the
Yeah.
double. She won 100 meters in 10.84 and the 200 meters in 22.28. So very fast times for her. Looking really, really good. A lot of people are saying, is she running too many races? Is she going to be tired by World Championships? We'll see. But for me, she's still a factor, and I believe her coach knows what he's doing, and I believe she knows what she's doing. So I think she's going to be a factor later on this year. But for now, she's almost a shoe in to take the double at the NCAA championships in a month's time. We also saw a thrower, Roger Stoner from Jamaica as well. He won the discus, throwing 68.64, which makes him number two in the world. So I don't know what to say, England, but Jamaica's coming out in the field.
On the field, yeah,
Yeah, forget
it's a
about
lot
the
of field
track. Forget
events.
about the track. They're now on the field. So that was really, really awesome to see as well. And let's see how it goes. I mean, Frederick Dakers, he won yesterday in Tucson, Arizona, at their elite meet there, throwing, I think, 68 as well. So at the end of the day, Jamaica is coming up with a lot of field events. Of course, with the javelin, you have Keyshawn Walcott from Trinidad, and you have Anderson Peters from Grenada. So the Caribbean people are stepping up on the field, big time,
Hmm.
big time. The only thing that we are not dominant in, I think, is the high jump. And we have Lamara Distin. She's winning. She won, but she's only doing 191. And in general, you got to be up and around 2.0 if you're going to be competitive on the world stage. But she's winning
Okay.
in the NCAA's, and her personal best is 197. So she's good. Let's see how she goes. But from a high jump and pole vault point of view, the West Indians are not there yet. But
Mm.
everything else, they're making a huge, huge, huge statement. Over there in Nairobi, Kenya. So, of course, as we mentioned, Shelley and Fraser Price was not able to participate because of a
Right.
injury scare. But Hanisha Terry, she took the women's 100 meter there in her place, and she looked pretty good winning it, running 10.86. So, kudos to her. A very good run from her.
Is that
Um,
win assisted, or
what's that?
was that a legal win, or was it a high
Illegal. Yeah, it was
illegal?
illegal. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But a big race, and I don't know if you saw it, England, but it's on YouTube all over the place for Shakari Richardson.
Oh yeah, I did.
And she is making a statement. Now, she beat Sharika Jackson in the 100, running 10.7, and I was like, whoa, she's serious this year. But this 200-meter race, she was lifting knees, bouncing, celebrating from 30 meters out,
Yeah,
arms wide open, just like Bolt,
yeah,
running through the tape. But the time was 22.07.
yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, okay, you're doing that running 22.0. What if you run the whole race? So it was, to me, it was a shock because the 200 is not her thing. But apparently, it may be her thing now. So we will see. But
She's gonna go for the double, I guess.
I will say, Ingle, look out. Look out. I never saw her as one for the double, but the potential is there for her to take the double. She's looking good for the 100, but now she's looking as a serious contender for the 200 as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting there. I don't think she'd beat Sharika Jackson at 200, but you never know.
You never know. It will be
Based on what I've saw,
well.
yeah,
She might push Sharika to break the world record.
she may do that because
Yeah,
with her arms raised 30 meters out, England running 22.0,
yeah.
she has a lot to give. So she's going to run 21.5, 21.6. So Sharika better be on her game. Also, that meet Amanyala, Ferdinand Amanyala from Kenya. I mean, it's his home meet, so he was, of course, the whole crowd was there for him.
Yeah.
He won in 9.84, and he had come saying he was going to break the African record, but he didn't. But he still won, ran in 9.84 with Kenny Bednarek, the 200-meter runner basically from the USA. He was second in 9.88 with Marvin Bracey third in 10.03. Remember, he was a silver medalist at the World Championships last year. So look out for Omanyala. He's looking really, really good. There
Mm-hmm.
was a Canadian victory there. Aaron Brown. He
Wow.
won the
Yeah.
200 meters in 20.12, and he's looking very, very consistent this year. Aaron, very consistent. Really, really good to see how he's looking. He has matured in his everything. Totally matured
Mm-hmm.
now, and he's looking awesome. 20.12 for that victory. We also had some other meets going on over there in Bahamas. There was at American Track League, Nakaka New Life Championships, and we saw a new up and coming Canadian, Dwayne Asimota. He won 100 meters in 10.14. So kudos to him. And looking forward to see how his year is going to go.
That's a new
Rashid,
name.
a new name, yeah.
Yeah.
Rashid Broadbell from Jamaica. He's a hurdler, and he was doing really well last year, and he's taking his form forward. He won that 110-meter hurdles in 13.10. Sasha Lee Forbes from Jamaica. She seems to be back, I must say. I mean, she's been running 11.1, 11 zeros, and then she disappeared for a little while. Now she seems to be back, and she won 100 meters in 11.17. While Guyanese, Aliyah Abrams, she changed coaches, changed her approach to training, and she said she was coming here to break the national record for Guyana, and she did. She won that 400 meters in 50.20, a big personal best for her because she's coming from 50.7, and a national record. Because the national record for Guyana was 50.6 something. So she destroyed the record and she destroyed her personal best, and suddenly she's a player now in the 400-meter race. So it's good to see, the Canadians, the Jamaicans, and the Guyanese doing really, really well
Well, yeah.
over there in Bahamas. So pretty good running over there going on, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to show up this year because coming up this weekend there's a meet in Bermuda, and in that meet, what do we have here? We have Christian Coleman
Mm, yeah.
versus Noah Lyles
Yeah.
versus the up and coming Jamaican Akeem Blake. So they all
But
face off on Sunday. So it's if you're not doing anything on Sunday afternoon between 2 and 4, it will be on NBC. You should take a look at that race. I mean, I know Coleman, in my opinion, Coleman should win, but Lyles looks like a different Lyles this year. And Akeem Blake has come out, his coach has come out and said he's going to run 9.8. So let's see what happens there. It's always interesting to see what I call the drag racers come out to race. So
right.
that 100-meter is going to be really, really, really hot. In some other news and notes, there's the LA Grand Prix coming up next weekend over there in Los Angeles. And the meet was all about Sidney McLaughlin taking on the 400-meter race for the first time. And I think Mo, coming back to the track, she hasn't really raced since she moved to train with Bobby Kersey.
Right.
Then he came out and he said both of them are pulling out of the event. So
Yeah.
it was a shocker because they said they're not even injured. So it's like, I don't even know. Maybe you as a manager, coach, all of that type of
And
stuff.
I was reading some things that by what's the former sprinter, American sprinter,
Maurice Green or Michael Johnson?
Michael Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was giving some reasons why coaches pull athletes out, and he says it's all to do with the money that's
Money.
paid at some of them, and also rating. They don't want to risk their ratings and stuff like that. So
100%. So, and I think this one, I think what Bobby Kersey was saying, like even Sydney was saying, I'm not injured, but the coach knows best. He said they're having issues. I think meeting the targets that he want for them in training. Or so. I don't know what it is exactly, but that's sort of
okay,
what he alluded to. But Michael Johnson's article was, to me, it explained everything about track and field,
yeah,
and it's good that he said it because what is happening in track and field, and I mean maybe this is even a good topic for Theo, is that the shoe companies pay you for your performance at the championships. Whatever you do, world championships or Olympics, that's the only thing your bonus is based on, pretty much.
nothing to do
So
with the others.
so the other races are just development meets is what it turns out too. That if you lose, you have so much to lose. All right. If you lose points, you lose this, you lose that. So you can even lose part of your contract. So what the athletes
Right.
do, they pick and choose which one they think they can do well in or make some money from, but they wait for the Olympics. So you really only train for the Olympic Games and the World Championships, which is every 2 years and every 4 years. What
Mm-hmm.
happens in between? What happens to these all these other meets? Which I mean, one of the reasons why I sort of lost some interest in going to some of these meets is that you go there and I see people running 100 meters and they run 40 meters up to 100 meters and say, "Oh, I was working on something."
Right.
People just pay their money to come watch you work on something, right? It's not fair. It's not
No,
fair.
it's certainly
So
not fair at all.
the shoe companies are part of the problem because, as I said, they're only paying you for what you do
Mm,
in the majors, right? So it's not helping the sport. So everything doesn't matter. Nothing matters. The Diamond League is there and it's supposed to matter. But if you go back to what Michael Johnson said, does it really matter? Does it really
it
matter, or is it
doesn't.
only the Olympics and the World Championships?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Those are the only two that matters. The others, nothing.
Really, very, very little. And until
Yeah,
that changes, track and field is going to stay where it is, which is not a major sport, especially in North America.
yeah,
It's still big in Europe, but not so big in North America. But hey, a little bit back to Bobby Kersey because he came out now and he says he's pretty sure Sidney McLaughlin can break the 50-second barrier in
in
the
the
in the 400
400.
meter hurdles. Right? So
Wow.
she ran 50.68, which everybody thought was out of this world, and he's talking about breaking the 50-second barrier. So I don't know what planet they're on, but never put anything past him. Apparently, she ran 50.6, and it shocked the whole world. So, and he said she was on pace to go 50 points. So it's like less than 50 points. So I was like, okay. But for me, the big shocker was he came out and he said, I think Mo, who was the previous record holder for the NCAA 400 meters,
Mm-hmm.
409.5, he says he doesn't think she's a 400-meter runner. She should run 8 and
Eight,
15.
8 and 15. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's why we haven't seen her run all year because I've not seen much 15 from her. I've seen her like small races here or there, but he's saying he wants her to double at the Olympics next year in 8 and 15, and he thinks she can win both. And he thinks Sydney can do the 400-meter hurdles and the 400 meters, and he thinks she'll win both.
But,
Um, but the shocker for a lot of people that weren't too happy about, was everyone wants to see the two of them race, and he says, nah, not happening. I see them in training all the time. I don't need to see them race, which I think is a little selfish. So everybody thought we would see, I think, Mo versus Sidney McLaughlin. Something big is going to happen. It sounds like, Ingle, not happening. Not
not
happening.
happening.
Like,
No, that's
oh
not good.
boy, that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's not fun. And our
Mhm.
good friend, Mr. Bailey, Donovan Bailey,
Yeah.
he's now lined up, Ingle, to become
Simon
the owner of the Ottawa Senators in hockey.
with yeah, with Snoop Dogg, right? The same
Yeah,
group with Snoop
joining up
Dogg.
with Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
going in. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I mean,
I was shocked actually. I heard Snoop Dogg talking about that. That shocked me in the beginning when Snoop Dogg said he was putting in a bid, and then to see Donovan Bailey come out and said, "Yeah, he's part of that group."
yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's a big Nico
and
Sparks, right? So it's a big
mhm,
group.
it's a big group, yeah, and they probably have a good chance the way
They
things are
do,
going. Yeah,
they do. Ryan Reynolds pulled out, so but it's interesting to see that if they win, they'll become the first black-led ownership group in the NHL. So
yeah.
that's a huge conversation that people will be having now to see the black people owning an ice hockey team.
Hockey thing, and that's why I think they probably have a good chance too, because all this talk about diversity and everything
Yeah,
else. Yeah,
yeah,
no, I think they have it, and I mean they've got good money, good backers. I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised that somebody like Martha Stewart joins them because she's so close with Snoop too, right?
I
So
don't
that's
know.
what
I
I
think
was,
did she put a tattoo of Snoop on her shoulders?
yeah, something. I was wondering if she was going to be part of this, or maybe just behind the scenes,
Maybe
you
she's
know.
behind the scenes. You never know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that group is now suddenly becoming something that we have to all look out for and respect. It
yeah,
may
for
be
sure.
the winning group. And it will be very, very interesting to see how the rest of the NHL reacts to that if it does happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just seeing a post. I don't know if that's on still, Roger, but on Meet Next in LA with I'm gonna have Shikari and Talu.
Yes. So the same meet that you had Sydney and I think Mo pulling out of
Mm-hmm.
in the 100 meters. Shakari Richardson is taking on Mary Jose Talu. So both of them has run 10:7 this year.
Right.
So it is going to be a very fast race. I think Brianna Williams from Jamaica is supposed to be in there as well, but she has not done well all year. I think her time last weekend was 11:38, not looking
Mm-hmm.
so good. But Shakari versus Talu should be interesting. I know Talu is a little older, but she's very consistent. It's interesting to see. I mean, I'm more interested to see when they all meet up against Dina Asher Smith and the
And
Jamaican
the
trio.
Jamaicans, yeah.
But I mean, for now, yeah, it's a great
Oh,
clash.
yeah. I'm looking forward to that clash for real
Great
when the
clash.
Jamaicans are ready. I'm looking for. I'm just waiting patiently for Shelly Ann to come out
Yeah,
and
me
run her
too.
first
Me
race
too.
and
But next
see.
week is going to be a meet of clashes because the Rabat Diamond League is going to have the men's side clashing. Amanyala versus Fred Curley versus Marcel Jacobs, the Olympic
Mm-hmm.
champion. So they're all lining up over there. I think Trayvon Brumel is in the race as well. So they're all lining up over there next weekend in the Rabat Diamond League over there in Morocco. And as I said in LA, it's the women. Shakari Richardson taking on Marie Jose Talou from the Ivory Coast.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Good.
that's about it for track. Or you had more?
No, no, that's fine. That's good.
Okay, okay. So quickly, as you know, we have a couple of minutes left to talk about soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I should start with a good thing about Chelsea because there's not a lot of good things about Chelsea these
Yeah,
days.
there's a good thing about Chelsea. The women are back on top.
They defeated Manchester United women to win their FA Cup. So,
Yeah,
Ingle, congratulations. I know it's not really your team, but you're a Chelsea man. So celebrate. Please
and
celebrate. They
And
don't
they're
have much.
leading the Super Women's League now. They're back on
Yeah,
top.
they're
I'm
waiting on
not
the match this weekend between Man U and Man City to see if they're going to win the title there too. So
correct
they can't eat on the men's side, but they're certainly stepping up on the female side.
for
So
sure.
we'll see how that goes. So I just wanted to get that in before we run out of time. That
Yeah,
Chelsea's doing something, and they're doing it
Chelsea is doing
really well.
something. Yeah, and this weekend can determine. We got about a
Yeah,
minute or so. Determine the
that's the talk.
winner.
That's the talk, Ingle.
Depends. Arsenal play Nottingham Forest later today, and tomorrow it's Chelsea and Manchester City.
Yeah. So the
So
reality is, if Arsenal loses today, then Manchester City wins the
wins, yeah.
title. So it's one win. If one loss from Arsenal and Manchester City wins, and it's yeah, they're up by four with a game in
Hmm.
hand.
Okay,
Pep
yeah.
Guardiola should be able to celebrate again. They're gonna win the Premier League. Pretty sure about that. He said it can be nerve wracking. He says it's almost like the Wimbledon Championships, and tennis players say to serve to win the Wimbledon is the most difficult
It's
thing to do,
difficult.
and that's what he says he feels like he's doing this weekend. So let's see. I think he's gonna win. I'm pretty sure he's gonna win, and he should have a lot to celebrate. But he's on for the trouble. Don't take that away
Yeah,
from him. He's on for the trouble, and they defeated Real Madrid big time over
big
there
time. Yeah,
at City Stadium. 4-0. So they're on to the finals where they're gonna play Inter Milan in the Champions League final, and of course June 3rd they're playing Manchester United for the FA Cup. So the trouble is on for them, and
yeah.
the way it's looking, Ingle, they are looking good for the trouble.
They're looking very good for that. Yeah. So
Really good. Although
with
I must say they have never won the Champions League. So let's see if they're going to find a way not to win
if
it
they
again.
find out to get one, yeah, it's full like Arsenal. If they got nervous
Yes,
down at
yes.
the end. So, but
Arsenal gave it away. Leading, and then just fell off the map. Absolutely crazy.
yeah,
And,
they did.
and a couple things just before we run. I mean, there's very high thought now that Mr. Messi is going back to Barcelona.
Yes, let's talk
So
about that. Yeah,
it's not confirmed, but it sounds confirmed. So I think they're saying Mbappe is not so happy because Neymar's, I think, almost showing to be leaving as well.
believing. Yeah,
So he's going to be alone there. The two superstars were with him, and now they're going to be gone, and it's going to be only Mbappe alone in PSG. But Messi to Barcelona. Let's see if
yeah,
that comes true.
for sure. And we've come to the end of the show for another weekend. It's now 10:57. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Those in Canada celebrating Victoria Day weekend, the official start of summer, unofficial start
Yeah,
of summer,
unofficial.
sorry, start of
Yes,
summer. We got fireworks, whatever else this weekend, Roger. So, a
correct.
lots to do on the weekend.
Lots to do. And it's actually the start of the garden season as well. That's just when a lot of
Yeah,
people
it's
start
again, yeah,
putting
but
their gardens together. So
I
it's a
think
fun
that's
weekend, busy weekend. Fireworks, gardening.
I think that started early this year because I've been having some allergy problems really early.
Okay. Look at that.
I've never had it like this before, so
Okay. I've
yeah.
never had it ever. And I think I'm
No,
just lucky, so I shouldn't even talk
I
about it to put
it's
myself out of luck. But
yeah, I got it late in life, and yeah, it's not good. I don't wish it on you.
thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people getting it late in life, and hopefully it doesn't come my way.
For sure.
All right.
So
Thanks, listeners. It was awesome talking. Next weekend, we'll be back where there's so much more to talk about. By then, NBA, NHL, we should be able to tell you who's going where, and we'll know what's going on with soccer and who's winning the Premier League and the Women's Premier League over there in England.
yep, for sure.
Have a good one, guys.